Hello. Welcome to my analysis of the short story Exterior Paint by Kit de Waal. The video might serve as a starting point for your own analysis or help to revise the things you talked about in class. Either way, if you consider the video helpful, you might also consider leaving a like and subscribe to my channel. And now, let's start right away. Exterior Paint is a short story by Kit de Waal that explores themes of race, class, and identity. The story is told from the perspective of an unnamed narrator, a young boy growing up in a working-class area of Birmingham, England in the 1980s. The narrator lives with his mother and sister. His father has recently left them. The narrator's mother decides to paint the exterior of their house to improve its appearance and increase its value. She hires a painter named Mr. Mackenzie, who is black, to do the job. The narrator is initially wary of Mr. Mackenzie, as he has been taught by his peers and the media to fear black people. However, he soon begins to develop a relationship with Mr. Mackenzie, who is friendly and kind. As the narrator spends time with Mr. Mackenzie, he begins to question his own prejudices. He realizes that his fear of black people is unfounded, and that people should be judged based on their actions and character rather than their skin color. He also becomes aware of the class differences between himself and Mr. Mackenzie, and feels ashamed of the way he has treated others based on their social status. The relationship between the narrator and Mr. Mackenzie is complicated by the presence of a gang of racist skinheads who live in the area. The skinheads harass Mr. Mackenzie and spray paint racist graffiti on the house. The narrator is initially too afraid to intervene, but eventually stands up to the skinheads and defends Mr. Mackenzie. In the end, the narrator and Mr. Mackenzie's friendship is tested when the narrator's mother refuses to pay him for the work he has done. The narrator realizes that his mother's refusal to pay is due to her own prejudices, and he decides to pay Mr. Mackenzie out of his own pocket. The story ends with the narrator reflecting on the lessons he has learned about race, class, and identity, and the ways in which these issues have shaped his worldview. Overall, Exterior Paint is a powerful exploration of the impact of racism and classism on individuals and communities. It also highlights the importance of standing up to discrimination. Exterior Paint features several characters who play important roles in the story's exploration of themes of race, class, and identity. Here are characterizations of some of the key protagonists. The narrator, the story's main protagonist, is an unnamed young boy who is growing up in a working-class area of Birmingham, England. He is intelligent and reflective, and is struggling to come to terms with his father's recent departure from the family. At the beginning of the story, he is fearful of black people due to the influence of his peers and the media, but he becomes more open-minded as he spends time with Mr. Mackenzie. Throughout the story, the narrator grapples with issues of race, class, and identity, and ultimately learns important lessons about empathy, understanding, and standing up for what is right. Mr. Mackenzie, the narrator's mother hires Mr. Mackenzie, a black painter, to paint the exterior of their house. Mr. Mackenzie is friendly, kind, and skilled at his job. He is also the target of racist harassment from a group of skinheads who live in the area. Despite the racism he faces, Mr. Mackenzie remains calm and dignified, and he becomes a positive influence. He also reveals some of the challenges he has faced due to his race and social class, which helps the narrator understand the issues of inequality that underlie their relationship. The narrator's mother. The narrator's mother is a hardworking woman who is trying to improve her family's living conditions by painting their house. She is initially dismissive of Mr. Mackenzie, but comes to appreciate his work and his character. However, she refuses to pay him for his work due to her own prejudices against black people. This decision puts a strain on her relationship with the narrator and threatens the progress he has made in overcoming his own prejudices. The Skinheads. The Skinheads are a group of racist youths who live in the area and target Mr. Mackenzie with verbal and physical abuse. They spray paint racist graffiti on the house. The Skinheads represent the worst aspects of the community and highlight the destructive impact of racism on individuals and society. Overall, the characters in Exterior Paint are complex and nuanced, and they contribute to the story's exploration of important social issues. Through their interactions and experiences, the story offers a powerful commentary on the impact of race and class on individuals and communities. Exterior Paint is a short story with a relatively straightforward structure. Introduction. The story begins with an introduction to the narrator and his family, as well as the setting of a working-class area of Birmingham, England in the 1980s. The narrator's mother decides to paint the exterior of their house to improve its appearance and increase its value. Rising action. The rising action of the story begins with the introduction of Mr. Mackenzie, the black painter who is hired to do the job. The narrator is initially wary of Mr. Mackenzie due to his own prejudices and the influence of his peers and the media. However, he begins to develop a relationship with Mr. Mackenzie as he spends time with him and comes to appreciate his character and skills. As the relationship between the narrator and Mr. Mackenzie deepens, the story also explores race, class, and identity, and the challenges that these issues pose for individuals and communities. Climax. The climax of the story occurs when the skinheads, a group of racist youths who live in the area, begin to target Mr. Mackenzie with verbal and physical abuse. The narrator is initially too afraid to intervene, but eventually stands up to the skinheads and defends Mr. Mackenzie. Falling action. The falling action of the story begins when the narrator's mother refuses to pay Mr. Mackenzie for his work due to her own prejudices. This decision puts a strain on her relationship with the narrator and threatens the progress he has made in overcoming his own prejudices. However, the narrator decides to pay Mr. Mackenzie out of his own pocket, demonstrating his commitment to standing up for what is right. Conclusion. The story ends with the narrator reflecting on the lessons he has learned about race, class, and identity, and the ways in which these issues have shaped his worldview. The ending is open-ended, leaving room for the reader to imagine what the future holds for the narrator and his community. Exterior Paint by Kit Waal is a short story that explores several themes related to identity, race, and class. Here are some of the major themes of the story. Prejudice and racism. One of the central themes of the story is the impact of prejudice and racism on individuals and communities. The narrator begins the story with deep-seated prejudices against Black people, which are reinforced by his peers and the media. The story also explores the racism that Mr. Mackenzie faces from the skinheads in the area, highlighting the destructive impact of racism on individuals and society. Identity. Another important theme in the story is identity and the ways in which it is shaped by social and cultural factors. The narrator's identity is initially defined by his working-class background and his prejudices against Black people. However, as he spends time with Mr. Mackenzie and confronts his own biases, he begins to develop a more complex and nuanced understanding of his own identity. Empathy and understanding. A key theme of the story is empathy and understanding, and the importance of these qualities in building positive relationships and promoting social justice. As the narrator gets to know Mr. Mackenzie, he develops a deeper understanding of his experiences and challenges, and begins to empathize with him. Class and inequality. The story also explores themes of class and inequality, and the ways in which these issues intersect with race and identity. Exterior paint by Kit de Waal employs various literary techniques to effectively convey its themes and messages. Here are some of the literary means used in the story. Symbolism. The painting of the house serves as a symbol for the desire to improve one's social status and economic standing. It represents the narrator's mother's desire to increase the value of her property and move up the social ladder. However, it also reveals her prejudices against black people when she refuses to pay Mr. Mackenzie for his work. The act of painting the house, therefore, serves as a powerful symbol for the complex power dynamics that exist within society. Imagery. The story employs vivid imagery to create a sense of place and atmosphere. The description of the working-class area of Birmingham in the 1980s create a realistic setting that immerses the reader in the story. The use of sensory details, such as the smell of paint and the sound of the skinhead's abuse, also create an emotional connection with the reader. Irony. The short story employ irony to highlight the contradictions and complexities of social and cultural issues. The use of irony underscores the themes of class and inequality that are explored throughout the story. Exterior paint is a masterful example of storytelling that employs various techniques to create a rich narrative. The story is very effective in conveying its themes of prejudice and inequality. Well, that's about it. Thank you for the attention. If you like the video, follow my channel for more interesting videos or visit my website for in-depth analysis. Just click in the link below. See you.